the run and the hypotenuse? 1 inch. The hypotenuse is 304 inches.
Oh, 1 inch.
The run is 303 inches. I know I didn't draw it looking like that, did I? I didn't draw it looking like that. But that's because I didn't want to draw it to scale, because then I had to scrunch the 23 down so small you're not able to read it. So the difference in the run is 1 inch from the hypotenuse, which means the grade done the correct way is going to be 23 over the 303, which comes out to be, which comes out to 3 decimals to be arguably the same grade. So let me ask 2 questions. Which one of those 2 calculations was easier to do? The wrong way, yes, was easier to do. Is there a huge penalty in this situation for doing it the wrong way? You see? Now, I'm not saying it'll always be that way. But for small measures of angles, the wrong way essentially gives you the same solution as the right way. Now the big question is, that's the first question. That's the first question and statement, is that the wrong way and the right way agree. They don't agree when the angles start getting very, very, very large. Like for example, my 45-degree idea, that steepness, you've got a vast difference between the grade and the grade the right way and the grade the wrong way. I took a bobsled ride in Salt Lake City. I said Sarajevo earlier, apologies. Salt Lake City, they have the remnants from the '02 Olympics still in Salt Lake, and you can pay some money and ride down the bobsled and run. I was like, I gotta do this with my brother-in-law. And me and my brother-in-law were standing in line with my father, who's an engineer, and we were both trying to figure out what's the tilt on that, because we had these people screaming as they came down this thing. You hit like 4 Gs or something when you hit certain turns. It's totally awesome. And best summer job ever, to do the dry stack thing, right? People screaming behind you, here's your tip. But the question was, how steep is that? Now, I forget the actual result. It was much steeper than this, but me and my dad did it both ways to emphasize the difference. And the angle was so steep that I'll figure out the angle for you. We'll make a quiz out of it or one or the other. But the idea is, it's such a steep angle that you can vastly get a very different result if you do it the wrong way. But it has to get pretty steep in order for you to do it, to get a difference. There's no perceptible difference between those 2 right there. There is a difference, of course. If you go far enough out in the calculation, there's going to be a difference at some point, 4 or 5 or 6 decimals over. But that's not until you start getting fairly high in the angles. I can show you, actually. We'll come over here and I'll show you. What we're discussing is actually something called a sine, S-I-N-E in mathematics. Some of you may have learned this